Jim Palmer in the massive broadcast booth. And Jim, when you look back at Ubaldo, what did you see overall for the game?
Well, I mean, he was really good. You know, I don't know how often he's going to beat somebody 2-1, which would have, or 1-0, which would have been the case today because the Orioles certainly struggle for runs. But, again, he's very much like he was in Toronto where, after he gets in trouble in the first inning, he makes a great pitch to get out of trouble, the double play ball. And, again, he mixed his pitches up, not overpowering velocity because that's not where he lives anymore. 90-91, used all his pitches, curveball, stayed in, ran the ball back to Dickerson right there, outside corner for Longoria. And, I guess to me the interesting thing, and, Rick Dempsey and I, we teamed up for a lot of games, and, what beat him, as you look at the numbers, was he only walked two. He walked one in the first inning, and then he walked Mallet Smith. So now all of a sudden, with a one-run lead, you're saying, okay, he's probably going to run. He's got 15 steals. He's at some point. So I'm slide stepping. The velocity went down in the sixth inning. And then when they did to get to two strikes, for some reason, they tried to throw the fastball on the inside part of the plate by Longoria. And again, I kind of concur with Rick Dempsey. Demper knows his stuff. We watch enough games. I would have gone where I did before, low and away, and take my chances, single to right field. But they try to come in. He hits one down the left field line, and all of a sudden 1-0 becomes 2-1. But you know what? You're always trying to pitch better than the guy that you pitch against. Today, Alex Cobb made only the one mistake to Schoop hit the home run. And other than that, as good as Ubaldo was, he just got a little bit outpitched.
Well, Jimmy, you mentioned Alex Cobb. I think I was expecting a lot more offense against him today. The last outing, the Orioles hit a couple home runs off him, knocked him out of that ball game a little sooner than he wanted to leave. But it really wasn't the same approach today. Orioles just did not put the bat on the ball. They were subject to a lot of really good curveballs, etc.
Well, it's funny, veteran pitchers, and he is a veteran, even though he's only 29. He's not fully back, but he looks to me, he threw 91, 92, used his splitter great, had a curveball that he used early on, then got away from it, then got back to it. As I mentioned, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Don Sutton because it was a real tight curveball. And, he could throw it for strikes anytime he wants. But good pitchers make adjustments. So he gives up a 3-run home run to Machado, home run to Trumbo. Today he really didn't give him a lot of pitches. He 3-2 pitch, change-up, splitter, whatever you want to call it, to Jonathan Schoop. That was the only glaring mistake. And meanwhile, the Rays are putting 5 runs on the board in their 8 innings of at-bats. So, again, the Orioles, it's a game where, you figure we got a chance to win going into the middle innings, the 6th, 7th inning. But, again, the Rays, it's a must-win. They're in the race. Orioles are trying to get back in the race, but the Rays are a legitimate wild card team, even though they now embark on a very tough road trip going to, New York and then Houston. But, again, they're in the race, and today they just outplayed the Orioles.
Well, Jim, as always, we appreciate your comments. Look forward to chatting with you when you get to Texas as the Orioles play a weekend series against the Texas Rangers. Baseball Hall of Famer.